hopefully you can still hear me, right? I just won't be able to walk around as much. So my name's Rachel Hacking. I work in the Advice and Counselling Service. I'm an international student advisor. As Lizzie said, you may have heard my voice if you've attended one of our webinars during the summer, or we may have spoken about your Tier 4 visa. But today I'm just going to be talking a bit about your immigration. So I'm going to be talking about immigration advice in the UK. I'm going to make sure that you check your visa. You've all received your visa, so to make sure that you check it's correct. I'm going to briefly talk about police registration. It's very important to protect your visa status in the UK, so adhere to your visa conditions, and we'll talk a little bit about that. One of those conditions is working. You're only allowed to work a certain number of hours, and we'll talk about your working conditions. And finally, I'll just give you some brief information about finding more information about living in the UK. So Advice and Counselling Service, we already discussed it earlier. It's completely free, it's completely confidential. So if you come and see us asking for advice, we won't tell anybody else in the university or outside the university. So if you do need advice, you can come and see us to talk about legal, emotional, psychological issues. In terms of your immigration is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to know the immigration rules relating to your situation, and it's your responsibility to adhere to those rules. It's not okay to say, oh, I didn't know what the rules were. It's your responsibility to know the rules and to adhere to them. And welfare advisors, so the advisors in Advice and Counselling, we're the only people in the university who are allowed to give you immigration advice. Immigration advice is highly regulated in the UK, so if your tutor says, or if your programme leader or somebody says, oh yes, it's fine, no, you need to come to Advice and Counselling to find out about the immigration implications. A lot of people say, oh, my friend said it's okay, don't listen to your friend. Maybe your friend has a different situation. Immigration advice has to be given by welfare advisors. And getting incorrect advice can have really serious consequences. So important to get advice early if you need it, and to get advice from the right place. The welfare advisors, we're regularly updated, we do training, we know about the changes in immigration law, and also our website is always kept up to date. So you know you're reading the most up-to-date immigration information on our website. Okay, so check your visa. If your immigration permission has been granted for longer than 6 months, so I guess most of you, you're coming on to do a course which is longer than 6 months. You should have your visa sticker in your passport, and then you will collect your biometric residence permit. Your BRP card you must collect within 10 days of arriving in the UK. So that's your BRP card. How many people already have collected their BRP card? Wow, most of you. You must have been here for a while. Great. And have you all checked that your BRP card, the information is correct? Good. If your immigration permission is shorter than 6 months, so if you're just here to do a short course, then your full visa will be on the sticker in your passport. If your course is 12 months or longer, you can expect to have an additional 4 months after the course end date on your visa. So if the end date of your course is 17th of September 2019, you can expect your visa expiry date to be 17th of January 2020. If your course is longer than 12 months, you get an additional 4 months on your visa after the official end date listed on your CAS. If your course is shorter, if it's between 6 and 12 months, then you'll get an additional 2 months on your visa. So when you collect the BRP card, check the length of your permission is correct. If you think it's not correct, and sometimes the Home Office do make mistakes, if you think it's not correct, you can come and see us in advice and counselling, and we can tell you how to correct the error. If there is an error on your BRP card, you only have a short time to get the error corrected. So you have to check it as soon as you collect it, and then if there is an error, look at what you need to do straight away, because there's a deadline for you to correct the error. Okay, most of you have already collected your BRP card. You will know that when you collect your BRP card, you need to take your passport and the decision letter, so the letter that you got when you received your passport back. Lee mentions that we're running guided walks to the post office, so you can go with other students, with a student ambassador. It's a good way to meet other people. And they're going to be happening today at 2 o'clock and 3:30, and tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. So if you haven't collected your BRP card yet, go along to one of those walks. The meeting place is Library Square Information Point, and you will see a flag that says BRP Walks. Walk towards the flag, and a group of you can go and collect your BRP cards together. If you've lost your decision letter, so if you've lost the letter that came with your passport, or if you go to the post office at the time you're supposed to go to the post office and your BRP card is not there, then check what to do on our website and on the government website. Okay, you should all check your visa. Police registration, some of you, depending on your nationality, you and your relevant dependents will need to register with the police. And it's if you're a national of one of these countries listed here and your course is longer than 6 months. So if you're a national of one of those countries, it will say on your visa sticker or on your BRP card or on the letter that you got with your decision letter, it will say that you need to register with the police. And this year we have special arrangements for Queen Mary students. So instead of having to go to the police station twice, if you have to register with the police, you can hand in your police registration form in the Octagon, in the information point, and then you will be given an appointment to collect your police registration certificate later. If you're interested in this, have a look at our website. We tell you in detail how to do the police registration. If you're not taking part in a special arrangement, or if you have dependents that need to register, so a husband or wife who need to register, then you'll need to attend the Overseas Visitors Record Office in Borough. It costs £34 to register with the police, but I'm afraid you have to pay. And supporting documents, you can check on our website as well which supporting documents you'll need to take with you. If you have any issues with police registration, again, you can contact Advice and Counselling. If you're not sure, come and see us and we can tell you how to do it. When you collect your police registration certificate, it's going to look like the picture in the corner, and you need to keep this safe somewhere at home. You don't need to carry it around with you. Put it somewhere safe at home. And then if anything changes during your time in the UK, you need to report those changes. So if you move house, you have to report to the local police station. If you get married, or If you get a new visa, then you have to go back to the Overseas Visitors Record Office to declare this change. But more information on police registration on our website. Have a look through that information if you are a national who's required to register. So protecting your visa status, you've got your visa, it's very important that you protect it. And one of the things you need to do is report any changes. If you have a Tier 4 visa, it's linked to your study at Queen Mary. So with your Tier 4 visa, you're only allowed to study at Queen Mary. You can't change to a different institution. And also you have to study the course which was listed on your CAS. Your course is linked to your visa. If you want to change to a different course, maybe you will need to make a new visa application before you can start the new course. Maybe you will need to go to your home country to make the visa application. So if you want to change your course, please come and get advice about your immigration status before you make the change. We already said if you change your address, you need to report to the police. Also, you need to change your address on MySIS. You need to report to UK Visas and Immigration every time you move house. You need to report on the online form so they have your recent contact details. And there may be other people you need to tell as well, your official financial sponsor, your bank you should inform when you move house, and maybe some other companies as well. This website on the bottom will tell you how to report any changes, what the change is, how you need to report it. Of course, you need to engage on your course. You need to engage on your course for your academic in order to pass your course, but also for your visa. One of the requirements of a Tier 4 visa is that you're actively engaging on your course. If you're not engaging, then Queen Mary is required to report this to the Home Office. So if you're not attending, this will be reported to the Home Office and you would expect your visa to be cancelled. If you have a valid reason why you can't attend, then you need to talk to your school, your personal tutor, your student support officer, or your supervisor. You need to talk to your school immediately, because if you have a valid reason why you can't attend, then it wouldn't be reported to the Home Office. But you need to keep the evidence of this. So if you're sick, for example, and you can't attend, you need to keep evidence of your medical documents because you may be required to provide them. And this is why it's important to register with the doctor straight away. Also, it's important to talk to your school because if you are missing classes, you need to know how you can catch up on any of the work that you've missed. So collect your BRP on time. Most of you have done that already. That's great.
Next week or two.
Register with the police if it's a requirement of your nationality. Of course, you must leave the UK before your visa expires or make a valid application for a new visa. That must be before your current visa expiry date. You're not entitled to claim public funds as a Tier 4 student. You cannot take money from the UK government, and you can only work as permitted by your visa.
About funding, so I mentioned in the main talk that...
So, if you're doing a degree level course,
for a confidential
you're permitted to work 20 hours per week term time, and that's every week, so it's not an average over a number of weeks. That's the maximum number of hours you're allowed to work every
EU
week,
and EEA
Monday to
issues.
Sunday.
So that is something that we are experts
If you're
in,
studying
and we are
below
specifically
degree
known to talk to
level,
about any concerns
then you
about
can
your
work a maximum of
finances or your
10
eligibility.
hours per week. If you think there's an error on your immigration permission and it's not got the correct working hours, then you can come and see us. You're allowed to work full-time in official vacation
As long as you've
periods.
been living in the
Official
EU
vacation
for the last 3
periods
years,
are the
you can get a
university
government
vacation.
loan from Student
So
Finance England for
if
your
you're
tuition
doing a
fees.
master's
And
course
that's quite strict.
during the summer, is not a vacation for you because you should be working on your dissertation. If you're a master's student, official vacation, according to Queen Mary website, the Christmas vacation and the Easter vacation, you're allowed to work full-time. You're also allowed to work full-time after the official end date listed on your CAS. So sometimes students finish a little bit before the end date on their CAS, but you can't start working then because your CAS showed the end date, whatever it is. You're allowed to start working full-time after the official end date, after the end date listed on your CAS. If you want to do work experience, then it should be an integral and assessed part of your course. If it's not part of your course, then you need to fit it with the maximum allowed work. So if you want to do a work placement and it's not part of your course, you need to fit it into the 20 hours per week. So as a Tier 4 student, you're not allowed to take a full-time permanent job. You're not allowed to be self-employed or engage in business activity. And I'm afraid, sorry, no services as a professional sports person or a coach or an entertainer. That's not permitted under the conditions of your Tier 4 visa. I know you've just arrived. You might be thinking about what you want to do when you stay after your course, if you want to stay in the UK and work. And every semester, Advice and Counselling, together with Careers, we run a workshop we talk about the options for your visa to stay and work in the UK after studies. Careers talk about how you can apply for jobs, how you get your CV, which jobs you should apply for. Maybe it's quite early for you to be going to this one. Maybe you want to think about going to one of the later ones when it's getting to nearer the end of your course. But if you want to come, you're welcome. You can sign up on the Careers website. The next one is in November. Okay, we have a guide on our website where we give you lots of information. We've written it together with the Careers team, and it talks about how to find part-time work, what your working rules are, all things about paying income tax, national insurance, how you get a national insurance number. So have a look on our website for that. You will have also seen from what Lee told you that there is a workshop for working in the UK. So that's today at 1:45, tomorrow at 9:30 and 10:30. My colleague will talk to you a bit more about the working conditions and the working options after studies.
From what I've just told you.
Okay, good practice. It's always a good idea to keep copies of all your important documents.
Depending on how.
If you're extending your visa, then prepare early and use our guidance to help you. At least 3 months in advance is a good idea. And if you do have any issues, we spoke about financial issues, immigration issues, money issues, any kind of issues, seek advice early. Same with academic issues, speak to your school early. Okay, living in the UK, we spoke about living in London in the UK. Also, you might want to take the opportunity to travel in Europe. great opportunity, loads of places to visit in Europe, and some of you may need a Schengen visa to be able to visit the Schengen areas in Europe. So again, have a look at our website for guidance. I'll also be running a workshop with general guidance about how to apply for a Schengen visa. That's going to be on the 18th of October. You're welcome to come along. You don't need to sign up. If you maybe want to travel to Europe in the Christmas holidays, it might be a good time to come. If you are travelling and re-entering, check the visa requirements for the place that you're going to. It's going to depend on the requirements of that country. And also, it's important to check the documents that you'll need to re-enter the UK, because when you come back to the UK, it's likely that you'll be questioned at the border. Why are you entering the UK? What are you doing? Where is your evidence? And it depends on what stage in your course you're at as to what documents you need to carry in your hand luggage. I guess you may have been questioned when you entered the UK this weekend. You may be questioned again every time you re-enter. But things that you are likely to need: proof that you're a student at Queen Mary, proof that you have enough money to live in the UK, and check our website for other things you should carry in your hand luggage. Really important, you will be travelling. Please keep your BRP card safe. In advice and counselling, every single day, somebody comes in because they've lost their BRP card. And every time you hear me talk, I'm going to talk about it, because it happens all the time. Students lose their BRP card, and then you have to wait a long time to get it replaced. It's expensive, you can't travel. So my one really important piece of advice is keep it somewhere safe at home. In England, you don't need to carry your BRP card with you in the streets. Maybe you need to show your employer, you need to show the university. Apart from that, don't carry it with you. Lots of students get their BRP card stolen or lost. Keep it somewhere safe at home, then you don't need to lose it and you don't need to pay for a replacement. If you wanted to have ID to show that you can buy alcohol or you can go into a pub or club, then you can buy a separate proof of age card. You don't need to carry your BRP card. Buy a separate proof of age card. It's about £15. It's worth it. If you lose it, it's okay. If you lose your BRP card, it's a headache.
At Queen Mary, so familiarise yourself with
If you do lose it, then report the loss or the theft to the police immediately, and you'll need to cancel your BRP card if it's stolen. Have a look at our information. Hopefully it won't happen to anybody. If it does, we tell you what to do.
A really great guide written by the British.
Any of you who want to bring your family members with you to the UK, if they're not already here, or the conditions of your family members, there's lots of really useful information on the website UKISA. And if you want your family members to come and visit you during your stay or for graduation, then we talk about the documents that your family will need to provide in order to come and visit you.
With my phone in my hand on the Mile End Road. It's just not...
You've seen the programme, everything going on, so you've got the BRP walks today.
So if you read this guide, it covers all aspects
today at
of
3 o'clock, 3 o'clock?
And just...
2 o'clock BRP walks, you've got your working in the UK sessions, all the other sessions, check what's going on. Really good way to get information and to meet other people at the social events as well. Thank you for listening. We've got lots of useful information. This was just a very brief overview. We've got lots of more detailed information on our website, so do go to our website, do have a look at the information on our website and follow us. If you have any questions for us, we're going to be in the marquee until around 12 o'clock. So if you want to ask a question to us or to the Students' Union, we will see you in the marquee now. Thank you and enjoy your course.